Hello everybody, this is AG here, and welcome to Road America. We're here for the 5th race of the season in the 2023 NR2003 Rowdy Energy Pro Series. This is the Sprecher Soda 100 from Road America. 7 laps around this 4-mile road course in Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin. One of 2 road course races of the season here in the Pro Series. Excited for this one. Trucks are not coming here to Road America, so a standalone race for these guys here around one of the best road courses in the country. Heck, that's why they call it Road America now, isn't it? 24 drivers in the field here for this 7-lap event. They're going to be led by Skylar Taylor in the number 4, who starts on the pole position here today. This is how they line up in the championship standings coming into the 5th race of the season. We got a tie for the top position in points between Chad Gronkowski and Richard Kingart, both with 79 points. But Kingart does hold the tiebreaker on Gronkowski, as he has 2 wins and Gronkowski has none. Vinny Scholes is 12 points behind, 3rd in the standings. Matt Tuck is 15 behind, 4th in the standings. And Drew Webb 21 points behind. Definitely going to be a great race here tonight, as we got ourselves 7 laps around Road America and a cycle of pit stops, about 4 laps into this race. So that is going to shake up everything here in the Sprecher Soda 100. We'll go ahead and get these drivers to roll off here. We got the number 4 machine of Skylar Taylor on the pole position here for this race. Of course, the inside lane technically starts on the outside here at Road America, but you do want to have that outside lane in the turn number 1. It's not like how it is at Watkins Glen, where the outside lane is much more dominant, but still the preferred line going into the first corner. Vinny Scholes is in the 87, starting inside pole on Skylar Taylor. And you got the 27 machine, driven by Hergel Arvin Alonso, starting 3rd. You know, Hergel gave me a very interesting tidbit. He's been in NR2003 for a long time. Obviously, he's been around for almost a decade at this point. Has never won in a road course race, I should say, in NR2003 offline. Could be the first time for Alonso here tonight. He's alongside a 99 of Drew Webb, of course, one of the best drivers we got here in the series. Lucia Torres starting 5th alongside Matt Tuck in the number 9. Of course, Matt Tuck with a great opportunity here tonight, himself getting a race victory. Angel Gutierrez back in the 88. He's starting alongside the 71 this week, driven by Stephen Colon. We got the 97. That is Richard Kingart, or should I say the 98. Obviously, the 98's the orange car. Driven by Richard Kingart here tonight, points leader effectively, in a tie with Chad Gronkowski alongside Cameron Lassard in the 64. Tanner Parton is in the 28 machine, starting alongside the 97. Driven by Seth Cole. First run for Seth Cole here in the Pro Series. Of course, won the Winner's Showdown and won the first Darlington race in the Cup Series earlier this year. Definitely a very experienced driver, one of the more experienced drivers in tonight's event. We got Will Parrish in the 7, starting alongside the 72 of Priya McShane. Of course, Priya McShane up there in points. She's 6th in the standings, 22 behind. And a good run in the championship for her right there. Number 12, that's Clint Buchanan. Great to see Clint Buchanan back here. Remember that Season 4 Cup race we had at Phoenix? One of the more memorable races that we had on the channel. That race was won by Clint Buchanan. He's back behind the wheel in the number 12 machine alongside the 70, or should I say the 16 machine there. Of course, they kind of get out of line a little bit through some of these corners. Number 16 there is Chad Gronkowski, tied the points leader coming into this race. Got the 55 machine there. That car driven by Cole Raymond alongside the 52 machine, driven by Ed Gahn Jr. 73 is Cole DeHill. Like I said, they get out of line here, and I can never get it straight. Then it's Ed Gahn Jr. and the 20 machine of Benny Moore. 17 machine there. That's driven by Dale Johnson, the 2nd, and the 61 of Jim Vincent left. And then the last row, 33 machine. That is Julius Anderson for his 2nd start of the season. And the 41 machine of Luna Lona rounding out the entirety of the field. Of course, this is a very fast-paced racetrack. And only 7 laps here. We could see a bit of carnage, as we always do. Of course, though, with this being a road course, no cautions. Even if we need to have a caution, we're not going to throw one out. Got a cycle of pit stops about lap number 4. And, of course, as well, with this being a road course, those drivers who start up front are more than likely going to be the ones who contend for the race victory. But things could get a little crazy here today. We've seen a lot of craziness this season. Of course, Benny Moore won at Winchester, restarting 23rd on the last restart. Not even starting in the race 23rd, restarting that mid-race break restart with 20 laps to go in the 23rd position. Went up 22 positions at Winchester to get the race victory. I don't know if we're going to quite see that. No restarts here today. The live pit stops as well, so a little bit of a different pace for these guys here. Our first road course of the season, the Sprecher Soda 100. Excited to see how this one all plays out. This was one of those races I was testing out before the season began that I was very much excited for. Glad we can have a race here at Road America. It'll be the last Road America race of the year on the channel, but definitely a place we'll keep on going for years to come. Pace car is going to pull off. Here we go up the hill. Skylar Taylor and Vinny Scholes, both drivers looking for their first wins of the season. Both drivers have been in every single Pro Series race so far this season. We'll see which one of them can get the race victory, if it's one of those two drivers or maybe somebody else. Here we go. Green flag in the air. We're underway at Road America in the Sprecher Soda 100. Nice early start, at least to start off. It's going to be the first driver to peek down in line. Looks like back in the field we see a couple drivers do that, but they remain side by side in the turn number one. Vinny Scholes trying to work that inside lane to her advantage, I should say, and she's not going to be able to do so as Skylar Taylor clears for the race lead in the turn number three. Angela Larvin Alonso moves up to third right there. Lucia Torres on Drew Webb. Inside lane does not have a lot of grip, especially at the start of the race here, and definitely saw that come into fruition right there. They're scrambling behind, trying to get all the positions they can. They know that it's a road course, and it's difficult to work your way through the field. Here comes Lucia Torres looking on Drew Webb there. That is for the fourth position. Make sure these guys get through. We got three wide there. Kinghart, three wide with Gutierrez and Cameron Lessard. Thankfully, they get through the first few corners cleanly, at least as of right now. Lessard a little wide there through the corner. Of course, when we had the Cup Series back here in June, we definitely had our fair share of carnage in that race. Alonso trying to peek there, and Drew Webb getting around Lucia Torres. Alonso trying to peek there on Vinny Scholes there for the second position. You got Drew Webb trying to hold off Lucia Torres and Stephen Colon right here in the 71 machine. Matt Tuck in the 9, Cameron Lessard, and then Richard Kinger rounding out the top 10. Seth Cole's up here as well. I'm impressed. I just did a lot of testing here at Road America. We had a lot of carnage in a lot of the test races that I ended up doing. Knock on wood, so far it's been a clean race. All 24 drivers still running it clean here at Road America. I'm looking for Alonso to possibly win this race. That 27er Dutch Atlantis Racing. Frank Chilton, the owner of this team. Alonso coming into this race 10th in the point standings. He's been in every race so far this season. At 31 points behind Gronkowski and Kinger. But right now, ahead of both of those drivers is Skylar Taylor. And then number 4, she's going to get the first lap led here. That's going to be a bonus point towards the championship for her. She's 8th in the standings coming into tonight's event. And 27 points behind, but lap number 2 underway now here in the Sprecher Soda 100. Vinny Scholes is second. There's Larvin Alonso, Drew Webb, Lucia Torres, LJ Cimetto. Oh boy, oh that got me. Not LJ Cimetto, Stephen Colon in the 71. And it looks like the kind of car that LJ Cimetto would drive in the Cup Series, you know. And I'm still used to LJ being in the 71. Hey, he'll be back next year with Titan Fury in the Wall Cup Series. Excited to see if he can finally get a race victory. Hey, maybe LJ will sign up for some more of these Pro Series races this season. Maybe get a race victory here in the Pro Series side. Matt Tuck is 7th. And Cameron Lessard just got passed there by Richard Kinger. Kinger up to 8th. Lessard trying to hold on to 9th. And in 10th place is side by side between Gutierrez and Seth Cole. These guys got to be careful. They're really jamming up there into the turn number 5. Hopefully they'll keep it together right now. Genuinely surprised at how clean the race has been so far, but I will say we got a good battle up front. Vinny Scholes is not letting Skylar Taylor drive away with this one. And Stephen Colon off. Matt Tuck gonna go ahead and take 6th away on lap number 2. Good run for Matt Tuck in this race. Driving for Trackhouse Racing here tonight. Excited to see what Trackhouse Racing does next year with Seth Cole driving for them in the Cup Series and Daniel Paulus Jr. moving on to that team. And watch out for Trackhouse being a little bit better than they were this past year in the Wall Cup Series. Or should I say next year. Because, hey, we're only, 3 weeks removed from the Wall Cup Series 2023 at this point? Keep on saying last year, like, but the season ended 3 weeks ago. It wasn't a year ago, okay? Nice clean race. I gotta say that I may have had something go on with the 72 of Priya McShane. Tough break for 6th in the championship standings coming into tonight's event. And, currently running in the last position right now. Still a long ways left to go, though, here in the Sprecher Soda 100. There's Larvin Alonso trying to keep pace with Vinny Scholes and Skylar Taylor. The cycle of pit stops will mean a lot, especially if they stay as close as they are right here. And like I mentioned, we're expecting about lap number 4. So 2 laps from now, essentially, when they are going to come down the pit lane. Matt Tuck looking on Lucia Torres here for 5th. Matt Tuck's been moving through the field very well. Fell back initially, started 6th. But has been working this field fairly well. Got around the 71 there of Stephen Colon that last lap. Unable to get the move made on Lucia Torres right there. You got the 71 of Cologne under fire from Richard Kinghart. And Cameron Lessard in the 64. Great run for him. You know, he had a strong run to start off the Sprint Series earlier this year. And missed a few races, kind of fell back and missed the chase. But great to see Lessard back behind the wheel more consistently. But regardless of the fact, it's been a bit of a struggle this season for Lessard and that Intersystem Motor Racing team. Of all the drivers who have made every start this season, he is next to last in points. Only Jim Vincent left. As Seth Cole goes off in the 97. Right ahead of, actually behind those guys, I should say. He's going to lose some ground. Will Parrish going to get around him right there. 55 as well. Cole Raymond looking to make a move. Of course, Cole Raymond ended up winning at Kansas 2 weeks ago. And he comes into this race 15th in points, but he did miss a start this year, so this is only his 4th start on the season. Move back up front, and we got ourselves a good battle right here. Vinny Scholes trying to close in on Skylar Taylor. Taylor a little wide right there through the carousel. And really closed in there on the 4 machine, did Vinny Scholes in the 87 machine. Alonso falling back almost 2 seconds off now. Drew Webb, haven't really talked too much about Drew Webb in this race. Of course, he's 5th in the championship standings. Obviously a contender for this Pro Series championship if he races every race, being the Cup Series champion. Here we go, Vinny Scholes looking to put the bumper there on Skylar Taylor. Unable to get around and to the outside of the 4. They're both trying to contend for this win. It is a tight track here, and it is difficult to make a pass here. We obviously saw the battle at the end. The Storm Bowling 400K is actually Vinny Scholes going to play a little strategy right here. Oh, this is, you know, Vinny Scholes and strategy. That's what happened, I think, last week. I think. No, they just had a bad pit stop last week. Well, maybe the strategy is, hey, not have anyone else around on the pit lane and have a clean pit stop, maybe. We'll have to see if that ends up being the case. Tanner Parton also coming down on this lap. And these guys should be able to make it to the end of the race without having to come back down again, even though they still have 4 laps left to go, even more than half of the race. But definitely think a bit of strategy play for those guys, and that's going to give Skylar Taylor a huge lead. She's out in Hokiesen now. But only because of Vinny Scholes coming down the pit lane. Everything will cycle back through again here in about a lap. Oh boy, Drew Webb all over Alonso right here. These are 2 very good drivers on the channel. Of course, Drew Webb, a Cup Series champion. Alonso, double-digit wins on the channel. Of course, like I mentioned at the top of the show, has never won on a road course before in any NR offline league. Trying to finally do that. He's got 2 chances this season. This race here and then Watkins Glen about a month from now. Still going to be interesting to see if Alonso can, in fact, get a good run regardless, as he is contending for this championship in the Pro Series. Matt Tuck as well made the move on Lucia Torres. This 9 is one of the few cars able to make passes out here. And watch out for Matt Tuck to have a good opportunity of winning this race if he has a very good pit stop. But he's got to catch up to his teammate, Skylar Taylor. We'll have to see how this 4 machine ends up faring on the pit lane. I think Alonso might be holding these guys up just a little bit, and that's allowing the 4 to kind of pull away. Hey, you know, never forget that 2016 Cup race we had here. Tyler Selzman ended up getting the race victory. Griffin Lynn dominated the event, overshot the carousel on the last lap, and gave way to Tyler Selzman getting the race victory. I know Stewart was happy about that one at the time. At the 43 there, Lucia Torres looking to have a good run here. And she comes into this race 14th in the points. She also missed a start, but, you know, we could definitely see a driver miss a start this season, still win the championship. That's still very possible. Here we go. Skylar Taylor got a clean racetrack in front of her right here. As we only got 3 laps to go here in the Sprecher Soda 100. And the big question is, where will Vinny Scholes end up slotting in relation to everybody else right here? That 87 definitely going to... Ooh, no tires there on the number 4 or the 27. This could definitely give way to Vinny Scholes having an advantage. She took 2 tires on her stop right here, and she's going to have a full head of steam closing in. And don't know if that 27 of Alonso is going to be able to hold on to second for much longer, because that 87 might end up running a bit faster around this place. Now, this is one of those tracks where tire wear doesn't usually come into effect that much, so we'll have to see what Vinnie Scholz can do. But right now, Skylar Taylor looking to get this win. Of course, she started on the pole. It was a dead heat between Taylor and Vinnie Scholz. My accounts had Taylor ahead in the signups by half a second, probably. Got a battle here between Matt Zook and Richard Kinghart. They've raced his teammates a couple times this season. Kinghart trying to get his third win of the season. Our last winner here in the Pro Series got it done at Bristol last week. Still side by side with Matt Zook. Oh, we got a good battle here for, I believe, the 6th position. Nah, I think this is for 5th. Oh boy, a little contact there. Tuck's going to go wide. And Kinghart going to be able to clear for that position. Not a good stop for Lucia Torres in the 43. She fell back a few spots. Same did Stephen Colon. Good run for Chad Gronkowski in this race, trying to close in on Richard Kinghart. But Kinghart having a good run once again, running 5th. And these 3 guys all in a line. Alonso leading Vinnie Scholz and Drew Webb. And that 27 has just been a bit off the pace, but he's in the catbird seat if something happens to the 4. And, you know, what we've seen so far this year on the channel, you just never know what's going to happen. Skylar Taylor trying to get Reggie Fogelman another race victory. Of course, Reggie got the race victory as an owner in the Truck Series at Darlington with Casey Nanico. And trying to get it here tonight at Road America in the Pro Series. Still single file here. Hey, everyone's still on the lead lap. A nice clean race from these guys. I take that back. Bree McShane's had a moment of all time. She's now still in the last position there for Triad Racing. Not a good night for her at all in that 72 machine. And here we go. Vinny's going to try to make the move on Alonso. If she can clear Alonso, I don't know if she can close in on Skylar Taylor. She should be able to get it right here. And she will. Now open the door for Drew Webb, maybe, for this 3rd position. You know Drew Webb's fast in that 99 for Titan Fury. This organization, one of the better teams. Of course, not to say that Dutch Atlantis is a bad team. They've had a lot of bad luck, of course. Titan Fury going to have some strong runs here, I think, with Drew Webb this season. Of course, Drew Webb has run every race with Titan Fury this season in the Pro Series. So now the big question is, will Vinnie Scholz have enough speed in her car with those 2 fresh tires to close in on Skylar Taylor, or is it too late? Because we are going to take the white flag next time by here in the Sprecher Soda 100. Very interesting race back in here. 64 machine there, Cameron Lassard. Top 10 run for him, and 7th. Teammate there to Vinnie Scholz. Good run for Ludovic Charette's team here today. A little wide there for Stephen Colon. Running in the 9th position, and Will Parrish there in 10th. Back up front, still Skylar Taylor. All Skylar Taylor looking to go wire to wire and officially go wire to wire in this race. Nobody else has led a lap here today except for Skylar Taylor, and she's looking to get it done here in the 4 machine. Big question is, will Vinnie have enough? Those 2 fresh tires. Of course, then again, too, you got to consider the fact that she did come down a lap before Skylar Taylor as well, and I'm not entirely sure if that's going to work in Vinnie's favor here. She have enough fuel? Did they put enough fuel in that machine to make it to the end? Here we go, white flag in the air at Road America. And Vinnie is going to stay out here, which is a good sign. So we'll have to see what Skylar Taylor can do. It's going to be 7 straight clean laps, or will we see what we saw on that 2016 Cup race? Differential at the line stayed the same, so Vinnie is not closing in by any stretch of the imagination. And that's the importance of getting the pole in these road course races. Now, I don't know about Watkins Glen. Watkins Glen's a bit of a wild card racetrack. This is a little less crazy than Watkins Glen here. And Skylar's definitely used that to her advantage here tonight. The 87 right here of Vinnie Scholz once again looking to finish 2nd. Be a good points day for her, though, trying to get this Pro Series title. Interesting to see if she can, in fact, do so while attempting to make a start for every single team in the series. That's what Brennan's trying to do with Vinnie, and definitely an intriguing little concept there as Matt Tuck a little wide through turn 5. First, we'll see Torres a little ways behind there. Alonso and Drew Webb, they're battling for 3rd right here. And that 27 definitely holding these guys up. But Alonso wants a podium. Of course, it's probably not going to be a race win for him here today. But we'll have to see what Skylar Taylor does through the carousel. We haven't seen anybody make a mistake so far in this race. And Skylar's going to be relatively careful through the corner there. And at this point, it's pretty safe to say that Skylar's got this one in the bag. The battle's on for third right now between Alonso and Drew Webb. Been a good race for these guys back in here. They've been on each other pretty much the entire day. Drew Webb wants this podium position. How much is he going to fight for it going in the Canada corner? Oh boy. That 99's all over the back bumper of Alonso. Going to try to put the bumper to him. Just couldn't quite do it. Not a lane for Drew Webb to go. And Skylar Taylor, dominating performance here in the Pro Series. Of course, runner-up in the Sprint Series title. You know, she's a great driver, and she's going to get another one here today. Up the hill she goes, and the Sprecher Soda 100 is going to go to Trackhouse Racing. And the number 4, Skylar Taylor wins at Road America. And then you got Vinny Scholes runner-up. Here's Larvin Alonso finishes second. Drew Webb and Matt Tuck's going to get that 98 after all. And finish in the top 5 with King Art, Lucia Torres. Oh, and Stephen Colon with some damage there at the end of the race. I think he rear-ended Cameron Lassard. Colon will still finish 9th, and then Gutierrez rounds out the top 10. They had a little movement back in there. Not entirely sure what was going on. And Vinny closed in about a second that lap, but Skylar knew she could be a little conservative there, and worked out to her favor. She gets it done here at Road America. This is the first driver this season who has already won a race this year to have won a race in... Now, what am I talking about? That's the Truck Series where we've yet to have a winner that has actually won a race yet this year. We've had it in the Pro Series. We've got a lot of these guys. As a matter of fact, I think other than Kingart, all the other winners so far this season have won a race this year in the Sprint Series. Fun little race here tonight at Road America. Hey, we got sign-ups tonight for the next race at Michigan. That's going to be an intense race there on the 2-mile racetrack in Brooklyn. Skylar Taylor wins the Sprecher Soda 100. Vinny Scholes, here's Larvin Alonso, Drew Webb, and Matt Tuck at the top 5. You got King Art, Torres, Lassard, Colon, and Gutierrez rounding out the top 10. Thought we'd see a little more action than that. You know, like I mentioned, all the test races that I did, we saw a lot of carnage. Did not really see that here tonight. Everyone finished on the lead lap. Good job out of these drivers keeping a clean head here and having a good time around Road America. One more road course on the season, though. That's Watkins Glen about a month from now in late October. That'll be a fun one there. But our next race, like I mentioned, going to be the General Tire 200 at Michigan. That's going to be a wild one. Of course, if you remember the Sprint Series race from Michigan, I think we're going to see something very similar from these guys, and even in the Truck Series as well. So we're much earlier on in the season here in the Pro Series and Truck Series, so those ratings are not built up like they were in the Cup Series race, and I don't think we're going to see a Drew Webb type situation where one driver leads every lap. But Drew Webb's going to be more than likely heading back to Michigan. That'll be fascinating after what happened to him a couple months ago in that Cup race. But Skylar Taylor gets the dub here at Road America, her first win of the season. Probably not her last. She definitely one of the better drivers in signing up. Coming into this race, a 2.25 average starting position. That's only going to be better after this. She started on the pole. One of the fastest drivers to sign up here for the Pro Series. You know she's going to be a contender for the championship if she keeps on doing that. Thank you guys so much for watching. Huge thanks to absolutely nobody, because no one joined me tonight, so take that. Skylar Taylor wins here at Road America in the Rowdy Energy Pro Series. We'll see you guys next week from Michigan, and the sign-ups for that race are 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time tonight on AG The Channel. And we'll see you guys on Saturday for the Turkey Hill Truck Series from Texas, noon Eastern Time for the Carhartt 400K. Thank you guys so much for watching once again. Congratulations to Skylar Taylor, and I will see you guys later.